This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
This episode is brought to you by Nature's Bounty. Nature's Bounty believes your body is brilliant, naturally designed to thrive, inside and out. For those always looking for new ways to support your health from head to heels, Nature's Bounty has a range of over 400 vitamins and supplements born from 50 years of trust and care. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature. Visit naturesbounty.com to learn more.
The Roger Stone Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Welcome back to the Roger Stone Show. Joining me now is Lori Gregory. Lori Gregory is a health freedom activist. She's actually the woman who brought me into the health freedom movement. She gave me an enormous amount of information regarding the safety and effectiveness of vaccinations, which I found shocking. I learned a great deal from my friendship with her. She's also a very good friend of Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert Kennedy, and she's one of the most knowledgeable people I know in the so-called health freedom space. Lori, welcome to the Roger Stone Show.
Thank you so much, Roger. What an honor it is to be with you, and one of my great moments to be able to share with you what we've known for so long in this long litany of vaccine policy, and we still have a long way to go, unfortunately, but I'm hoping we're going to get there with this administration.
I know that there are some in the health freedom movement who are dissatisfied, I should say, with the progress to date of the Make America Healthy movement, essentially under the leadership of Robert Kennedy, but with the absolute blessings of President Donald Trump. I personally think when you're up against Big Pharma, one of the best funded and most powerful and insidious lobbies in Washington, D.C., that he's making amazing progress. What's your view?
I think we have inches that can add up to feet, and we have to take every win we can get. I also think that we have to look at what's doable, right? I mean, this week we had a lot of folks in Maha getting excited because there was a shift on the CDC website about autism and vaccines. But Roger, if we're going to have accountability in this administration, we're going to have more than this sort of window dressing, which is actually adding to even more confusion because of the language that continues to deny the history of corruption that has led us to this point. So I think we have a short window here where we can accomplish some very important strides. Namely, it would be really incredible if the president could help us enforce the 1986 Act as it was intended. You know, this was passed by Congress and signed into law by Ronald Reagan in 1986. It was supposed to provide swift, generous, and non-adversarial compensation to those who are injured by vaccines. These are veterans in the war on disease. Unfortunately, the history of the act is that it's been just the opposite. It's been extremely adversarial. In some cases, we have injury cases that are lingering for 12 plus years, and it's been anything but generous. And of course, you know, the big elephant in the room is the gutting of removing residual seizure disorder, which is the bucket that all the autism cases used to go into in the 1990s. That was taken off of the vaccine injury table in 1996. And then despite a series of events after that indicating that, you know, we know there's been causation connections, including, Special Master Hastings said in a footnote in 2002, there were 6,000 cases being prepared for vaccine courts that were autism and residual seizure disorder related. He made a footnote that we've always compensated for autism cases as injury table cases, but autism and autism-related diagnoses were removed from that table. And now we have, thousands of children that have not been compensated. So there are some things that can be done to correct this. And it wouldn't take a tremendous effort for us to actually get a better performance out of this legislation.
I mean, as you know, up until Mike Pence became vice president, there was a dedicated website where you could go to see how many cases had been filed, how many people had been compensated. When Mike Pence, from Indiana, whose entire career was funded by Big Pharma, his career as governor, his career in the House, his ascendancy to the vice presidency, they no longer posted this information online. I'm not sure that the president, God love him, was aware of this. I think he became more broadly aware of the health freedom movement and the excesses and abuses within the health portions of our government in his out years as president, when he was not president. And, of course, I still think that his historic alliance with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Built a new potentially permanent governing coalition. But that is only if Republicans can continue to win the votes of those who put making America healthy again in the forefront of their agenda. You make an excellent point regarding the current status of the enforcement of the 1986 Act. This is something that absolutely needs to be done. Generally speaking, I would also like to get your views on the president's other health appointees. What is your view, for example, of our current head of the FDA?
It's easy to get stuck reaching for the same familiar fruits and vegetables, even when you know a colorful variety is key. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie supplements don't replace fruits and vegetables, but it makes it easy to add more variety to what you already eat. With 31 ingredients that are whole fruits and vegetables, switching it up is easy because we've already taken care of the hard part. Go to balanceofnature.com and get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer by using discount code POD.
If we knew more about our sleep, what would we do differently? Would we go to bed at a consistent time or take steps to reduce interruptions to our sleep? With the all-new Sleep Score, Apple Watch measures your bedtime consistency, interruptions, and sleep duration. Then, every morning it combines these factors into an easy-to-understand score from 1 to 100. So you'll know how to take the quality of your sleep from good to excellent. Introducing the new Sleep Score on Apple Watch. iPhone 11 or later required.
This episode is brought to you by Petivity. In every pet story, there's a moment where seemingly minor changes could be the first signs of larger issues. Petivity is here to help you better understand what's going on with your pets with smart devices and at-home health tests that proactively monitor their health. Give your pet the story they deserve with Petivity. Visit Petivity.com all December long for a site-wide sale on all smart devices and at-home health tests.
Popeye's Scary Good new Freddy Fazbear Box has garlic palm tenders and cheesy bites with marinara sauce. Try it before it's too late. And see Five Nights at Freddy's 2, only in theaters. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants.
Well, it's a great question. I think we've seen small moves, but I don't think MAHA's expectations are being met. Most of the FDA measures have been around food, and those are all good things. But, let's face it, Roger, the fact that vaccines cause autism is the least kept secret in Washington. Everybody knows, and everybody has known since the early 1990s, that there's a causal relationship between vaccines and autism, and the vaccine court itself has awarded hundreds of millions of dollars for autism. So we have a cover-up that, we can trace back to the 1999 Verstraeten study at the CDC, which shows causation. That led to Simpsonwood, where Verstraeten was instructed to bury it. So, I appreciate the team that Secretary Kennedy has assembled, and I have great hopes, as I know Maha does. But it's kind of like calling out the emperor for not having clothes. We have to identify that if President Trump truly is going to make autism his most important issue in his administration, then we have to identify better ways to not only define and reestablish this injury on the vaccine table for compensation, but we also have to start releasing the data. We have data that will show clinically as well as in health outcomes. It would provide transparency that would give evidence of causation, which is essential in the vaccine court. So we have a mechanism that we're not utilizing. We have Medicare, Medicaid data. We have data, that is managed by Pfizer, which is the Vaccine Safety Data Link. There's 21 million patients in that database. We have so much access. If we had public access to that data, we could provide the information that is needed to get swifter compensation for the vaccine injured, and we could address this issue of autism once and for all. We have to have compensation for the injured, and the data is the key.
A key question here, and that is it conceivable to you that it is not the vaccination itself that causes autism, but the things that are included, such as mercury, that may be the causation?
Well, there are various ways that autism can present itself. Autism itself was never listed on the table. The description of autism can be autoimmune. There's autism that looks like neuroinflammatory condition. There's autism that's mitochondrial. Experts would need to define and put a notice in the Federal Register that would allow for 30 days to comment in order to properly define, how there is causation connecting the application of vaccines and vaccine injury in its expression for conditions that can at times be diagnosed as autism. And this sort of detailed analysis of not only defining the term, but then figuring out how to identify ways to, put that information into a feedback loop to make better products. A lot of MAHA call for the repeal of the act. They don't think vaccine makers should have any kind of liability protection for their products. But at the end of the day, Roger, it's much easier to fix policy that's broken than to try to reestablish brand new policy. And so enforcing the act and implementing it in its actual the way that it serves the vaccine injured and vaccine court would be a huge win for MAHA. And I would beg to say, actually, that pharma would be relieved because they don't want to give up that fabulous business model of liability protection. So I think that there could be a win-win if President Trump would consider, some of these changes need to be done through a statute, but he could tie that to one of his must-have bills, and that would be to expand the filing window. We have a policy of vaccine injury denial instead of a policy of vaccine injury compensation. We need to make that shift, and making a couple of these tweaks would actually allow for the act to do what it was supposed to do, and it would correct a lot of the brokenness that's been in the system that has created this problem to begin with.
All right, we have to leave it there. I want to thank my guest, Lori Gregory, and thank all of you for tuning in today to The Roger Stone Show.
Thanks for listening to The Roger Stone Show. You can hear The Roger Stone Show Sunday afternoons at 3. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here? Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday, because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day. Yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.